This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let's work a deal in application tracking. I'm gonna go back. So here's your control center, application tracking, select applicant if it's already typed in. If not, you just begin at social security number, put in social security number. If the button turns red, they're already in the system, so you can always check. Click the social security number button if it's red, and it'll give you some history of what that social security number represents in the system. And then from there, you just put in the last name. We'll sell Donald Trump a car. Car sale is usually what you're doing is a regular vehicle sale. So that's usually what needs to be there. It'll default. What's the birthday? So that'll populate. Is it a male or female? The lot generally is going to be Taylor Auto Credit. Driver's license, Texas, put in the number. Email address. Do not forget the email address. So that way it's in the system. Address. Put the street address in there and then the zip code. And it populates the rest of that for you. Landlord, if you're going to verify where they live, landlord phone number can go right here. Then you need to put the customer's phone number there. If they have a cell, put it in both sides because there's different reasons that the fields are used to in the system. You want that cell phone number in there for texting later. The home phone number shows up in different places on documents, so it's just good to put it in both places. So from there, if you're going to run the credit score, you're going to go to internal credit score, pull 700 credit, click the credit bureaus you want to pull, and then click pull bureau. It's going to ask for the password, and the password is CB Credit Bureau 2003, and you click OK, all right? And it'll run the bureau. I'm not running it in this case, but it'll run the bureau. So then once you've run the bureau, it's going to populate on the screen here where you can see it, and you can print it if you need to, but it also stays in the system so it can be viewed later or viewed by Maggie or someone else that wants to work the deal later. From there, employment and references, you put in your employer, where do they work? Is it the primary job, secondary job? What do they do at this job? How do they get paid? Generally hourly, whatever it is. When did they go to work there? What date did they start? And so that you have that information. If you have the address, you can populate that in here. And so then you can just go to update, then go to new. If you put them in there, it's right here, Walmart. If you have a secondary job, you can go here and put in a secondary job. Let's say they work at Hooters, and it's their secondary job. He's in arts and entertainment, gets paid commission, and you can update that. And so now it's in there. They got 2 jobs in there, okay? Then references, same thing. Enter the references in there. So that they're in there, personal reference, who is it, brother, sister, whatever address information you have, and you save. And so and then you can just put in a new one. And you can go down here and see that we got Donald Duck in there. So you can type them in, fill in as many as you need, and they're in there. If you have their insurance information, you can put their insurance information in there. And you can type it in there and put the agent information in there. If they are a new insurance company, what you guys should be doing is going here add edit, okay? And you can add in a new, click add new. Code means, you know, if it's progressive, put a PR, but you put in the information that you know on your agent and save it, and then it'll store those. So the next time when you have that same agent, you just have to select insurance. He'll be in the box. You click on him, it populates for you. So the sooner you start adding in new insurance companies into the system, then you will be able to, so you go select insurance, add, edit, add new, fill in the blanks, save, and it becomes an insurance agent in your, so you don't have to, let me out of there. So then it'll populate in here, so it starts to show up. You don't have to retype them. So you get the insurance and the references and the employer. If there's a cosigner, let's go here and do that. So you go to cosigner applicant, attach cosigner applicant. And so it's an add new. You put in the information just like you would the original applicant. And once you get it in there, you just X, and it's going to put a number in this box for you. If the number's in there, then the information's in there. Obviously, I didn't save anything, but you could put, we can attach a pre-existing customer. Nope, it didn't attach him. Let's attach, let's put in something. So now it started to add in there. So you got, you know, you put it in there and it's already in there. It's already in there. So now it jumped to financial information. You guys aren't using this yet, but you could use this to determine debt to income. How much money do they bring in? How much are they paying out on their standard bill pay-in? So you kind of get an idea what they can afford a vehicle or not. So you've done all these things. If you need to make a note or conversation, you can go to conversation log in the application status area, conversation log right here, and you can type in anything that you want to keep to remember in the system. You can also go here and make notes and put in a note, you know, if you want to put some comments in here about the customer, you know, you can do that. You put the notes in there. And save the note, and it's right down here, okay? And so it's always right here. If you put in a few words right at the beginning of your note, that's what it'll show. You don't even have to re-click on it to read it. So just make notes, type them in, they're in the system, they're always attached to the deal. If there's something important that you find out, you put it in there, it's always going to be there. Even a year from now, if you're looking to go, why did we do this guy? You've got some way to go. An idea. So now you go to vehicle information and get vehicle list. Oops, no location selected. Let's pick a location now. So you get your green list of cars. These are y'all's available vehicles. You can pick one right off of the list that way, or you can go to search stock number and type it in, okay, and it isolates for you. Here's the price in your system. Here's the cost of the vehicle in your system so that you can see those two numbers if you need that information to help you while you're talking to your customer. But then once you picked your car in the green, you go down here and click on the vehicle here, and it opens up the quoter screen for you. Quoter screen, first thing I always do is go up here, decide what terms we're going to use, monthly, bi-weekly, what are we doing? And then here, the next thing is your first payment date. When is that going to be? Based on their paydays, based on what you might be doing with deferred down or bumps, as you call them. Interest rates already set. You set the number of payments based on the term that you created. You know, if it's a 3-year loan with biweekly, it's going to be 78 biweekly payments. There's the price that came from the system. If you need to change it, you can change it. If there's a trade, you put the trade in there. If there's a payoff on the trade, you put the payoff in there. Cash down, how much do they have? If you got a side note, you put that in there. That will be your bump or your side note. put in how much it's going to be. You can split it into 5 or 6 payments if you want to. What is the term? What's the date for that payment going to be? On the 12th, they're going to pay your first car payment on the 12th of 26. That's right. So it all sets up real nice. And so you get it all in here, and there's your payments. Here's your pickup payment. Here is your cash down. And now you got a trade in. So when you put a trade in here, you go right here, trade. And what is the trade in? Well, the stock number is this stock number, the car they're purchasing, plus an A. That's y'all's program, 44801A. And what is the information on it? You know, it's a 1959, and it's a Dodge, and it's a hoopty. You know, whatever it is, you got the VIN number, you put the VIN number in there. What are the miles? If it's exempt, you can put exempt there, or you can put 200,000 miles, whatever it is, you know, you put it in there. Also, right there is where you put the miles for the car you're selling. Are they the same or are they different? You might have to check. If it's a lien holder on there that you're paying off, if it's y'all, there they are. You just click on them and it goes in. If it's not y'all, you type in a new one, okay? New, type in a new one. And when you type it in, it's going to save it. It'll be over here. Eventually, anybody you guys would be doing trades with, you'll have all of them populated over here where you can put them in there. So you put your trade in there right here. You got the information so your documents will print correctly. And then you go to quoter, back to quoter. Is your deal correct? If it is, you press F5 and you print it, so that you can talk to your customer about the payments and the structure and if everything's okay. And so it's all taken care of. Everything's done. It's constantly saving. It's telling you right here it's saved. So then you go to your documents to print them. You know, you guys print the documents that you need. When you go to print a document, you know, whatever it might be, you just click print. It's going to ask to build a PDF file. You say yes. Going to build a file so that you can look at the document in the system and see the document. It has the blue field, so you could make a change to something in the document if you needed to right before you print it. If the documents are okay, then you just go up here and click print, and it prints out the documents for you. So then you sign the customer up. Let's get this back to full screen. And so over here, X out. No, we don't want to save any changes. We've printed the document, so now we've got that done. So you signed up the customer. You sat down with them and signed the papers. So they've agreed. Now you go to finalize and post the deal. Up here, you change this to your stock number, 44881. Okay, if you got a cosigner on there, 44881 and a C, because they're the cosigner on that deal. Down payment deposit, go here and take the money. Now, if the customer's got more than one way to pay you the down, half of it's cash, half of it's on a card, or he's using 2 cards, take part of the money as deposit, whichever way you want, cash, or take the debit card, you know, SICC for taking the debit card. There you fill in the debit card information. Once you take the deposit, come back over and take the rest of the money as down payment, as the down payment, so you get your full balance. Over here, it will show that due on delivery right here is 0 if you have gotten all of the money. The deal won't let you finalize without all the money. Also, what the payments you take will show up down here so that you can see each line item for each time you take some down money. So you take that money, and then once you get all that done, you get ready to finalize. You've changed your customer number, you've taken your down payment money. You go here and you set your late fee to default. That tells you the late fee is there. You determine who the collector is, you know, which one of the collectors that is. Y'all should know based on their last name initial, and you get those 2 things changed, and then you set the CPI, which all you have to do is what day does it start and how much is it for the pay period that they're set up on, okay? And then you save it, okay? And it saves the settings. You X out, the box turns green up here if you've actually set it. I didn't set it, but this would turn green to tell you that it's done, okay? and then you click finalize and post, and you posted that deal. So that's all it takes to do a complete deal. If you need to, let's say you've got the cost in the ACV, maybe you want to look at a customer's history before you get too far with them, you can just go to the collection screen and select that customer. And once you do that, their notes are right there. You can read the notes on them. If it's a customer that's been with you a while, maybe their loan's already closed, you can check this and put in their last name, and you can find any of the deals that they've ever done. The X's are finished deals in my understanding, but over here is the balance of the loan. So these are all zero. They don't owe you anything on there. So Mr. Smith wants to do something else. Here's his note. Just click on the note. You can read the entire thing. Something about taxes unpaid, previous note. Go back. You can just go through every note and read it, so you can see what's going on with that customer. So hopefully that'll be a big help for you. You always know how to get a hold of us. Give us a call.